Hey, welcome back for another episode of Titan Sports. I'm Oscar Rodriguez.
Hi everyone, I'm Marisa Flores.
Good to see you again. I'm Katie Alves.
And I'm Ruiz, and we're here to get the ball rolling to provide you with our weekly sports updates. Welcome back to Titan Sports.
Starting off with some sad news, the Dodgers lose another great one. Legendary player Maury Wills passes on at 89. He was a two-time Gold Glove winner who stole a record of 104 bases in 1962, breaking the previous record of 96 stolen bases held by Ty Cobb during the 1915 season.
In the 1962 season, he also played in the All-Star Game and also won the Most Valuable Player award and won the World Series title with that. The Dodgers in the 1959 season in which he was a rookie. He also was a champ in the 1963 and 1965 seasons. Our condolences go to the Wills family.
Well, our Los Angeles Angels have once again been eliminated from qualifying for any postseason games after losing to the Seattle Mariners 9-1. They are coming close to setting the record for baseball's longest postseason drought.
To put this winning hiatus into perspective, out of the 11 seasons that Mike Trout has been with the Angels, they've lost their spot in the playoffs for 10 of them. Manager Phil Nevin commented on the team's performance, saying, quote, "We've been playing better baseball lately. No, we've nothing more to be ashamed of," end quote.
Moving on, the Los Angeles Dodgers just announced that Daniel Hudson will be joining the team for another season. This news wasn't certain due to the injury Hudson sustained last season during their game against the Atlanta Braves.
The release pitcher's season ended abruptly and prematurely when he tore his ACL in June, leaving the team and fans questioning whether or not he would recover in time to recruit him again.
At the time of his injury, Hudson had accumulated 5 saves, 30 strikeouts, and earned a run average of 2.22. Hudson's team option totals to $6.5 million.
Hometown hero or hometown clown? Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre is at the center of a Mississippi welfare scandal where he's reportedly took federal welfare money to build a more than $5 million volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi, where his daughter plays volleyball. Not only did Favre know what he was doing was wrong, but he even tried going out of his way to make sure this embarrassing act didn't get into the public.
The New York Times found and released some text messages that the former Super Bowl winning quarterback sent to the head of a nonprofit organization, giving funds that were actually meant to go to welfare recipients in not only the nation's poorest state, but also his own hometown.
The text from Favre read, quote, "If you were to pay me, is there any way the media could find out where it came from and how much?" End quote. This message was sent in 2017 about a $1.1 million proposal to promote and start building toward the stadium. All right, so kind of going back to the Angels, what do you guys think about the Angels this year? Obviously, missing the playoffs for, what was it already, like an 11th time already? What do you guys think about that as far as some of their star players too, Ohtani and Mike Trout, who's been there for his whole career?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of sad, how you said that they haven't made the playoffs since 2014, especially having basically, arguably, like, 2 best players in the whole league right now, especially with Ohtani and Trout. With them both combined, they won the MVP award 2016, 2019, and 2021. So even having, like, 2 best players and not being able to build around the team around them is kind of, like, depressing for the fans and the organization, just making that playoff push.
Yeah, absolutely. Personally, I would have loved to see more from Anthony Rendon this season too, because he's another staple for that team that hasn't really been putting on for them too much, I think. And I'm also wondering if it has to do a little bit with the fact that the organization might be selling this season. I don't know. It might have to do with it, but we'll see.
Well, typical Angels baseball, so.
Yeah.
We got your weekly fix of CSU sports coming at you. That's right, Titan Timeline is headed your way. Stay tuned.
All right, welcome back. This is Titan Timeline. We're your hosts. I'm Ethan Michael.
And I'm Elmira Darmanian. We're here to keep you updated with all the action at home.
In CSUF soccer news, our soccer team defeated Incarnate, Word of San Antonio, Texas, last Wednesday. They were tied 1-1 in a best-of-game 3-game series, final match looking neck and neck. In the 87th minute of action, Razik Banahani scored the game-winning goal, leaving the Titans with a record of 5-2-2. This year, another impressive player mentioning is worth junior captain Sebastian Cruz, who was the first dribbled through several defenders before scoring a goal just inside the 18-yard box. Together, Cruz and Banahani respectively rank first and second in the Big West. We're excited to see their performances in future games this season.
This week in CSUF Sports was also eventful for our men's golf team. They competed in the Rams Masters tournament in Fort Collins, Colorado, and placed second overall with their excellent gameplay. Although they did not win the tournament, our boys truly proved themselves with individual placements of 2nd, 10th, 19th, 25th, and 40th. Tied for second was our very own Howard Yoon, who shot a skillful 5-under par 205. He successfully climbed from 5th place in the final round, shooting a 68. Hopefully, they can all pull together to land the top spot at the Nick Watney Invitational in Fresno, California.
All right, so Elmira, have you been to a soccer game this year?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of soccer games, and I'm very excited for the upcoming games that our CSUF soccer team has, because I believe that athletes were training so hard and they have something to show on the pitch, and I also believe that Titans can have a good time there. Invite your family, invite your friends, spend a great time and the energy, experience the atmosphere there. And by the way, what do you think about LA Dodgers keeping the player that had an ACL?
Daniel Hudson?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think it really matters because I think what the Dodgers have shown and how they stand out from the rest of the teams like the Angels, who have 2 MVPs, is that they know how to develop players. And so they just have a plethora of players that they can just develop. And so it doesn't really matter if you're worrying about a pitcher who's coming off an injury because we're just such a deep team. And I say we because I'm a Dodger fan myself. Yeah. But we're just such a deep team and, we're super consistent. And I think we have a great clubhouse.
Yeah,
so
that makes perfect sense. So you're saying that they made the right decision by keeping him there?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think I don't think it's like a game changer.
Yeah.
I think they're the favorites to win regardless.
Yeah.
And I think that they've been so consistent and so good, but they've also been injury. They've had injuries like the whole year, and they have a well-oiled machine going, and a great atmosphere, great chemistry, and great leaders in Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, and Trey Turner and Clayton Kershaw, of course. So.
Hope they will have a good season as well.
Absolutely. That's all for CSUF Sports News we have for you today. Once again, I'm Ethan Michael.
And I'm Elmira Darmanian. Stay tuned for our roundtable discussion coming up right after the break, Titans.
We scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
So how are you guys feeling about Daniel Hudson? An ACL is no joke. So I'm interested to see how he's going to come back from that this season and see what he can do.
For me, I feel like he's not really important to the Dodgers lineup. They already have their full bullpen. I feel like, in my perspective, they brought him in for that veteran experience, for him to be kind of like a mentor to the younger pitchers in the bullpen area. So even though he's injured, I feel he's still going to provide good advice for the younger pitchers, especially going into the postseason, because a whole different mentality going into that.
Yeah, and remember, they're just mentioning that they signed him again. We're not exactly sure when he's going to be playing. So for all we know, he could still be hurting right now and in so much pain. So we'll even see when they put him in or if he's even going to play the rest of the season, because like you said, it's a serious injury.
No, yeah, I agree. An ACL tear, it typically takes a very long time to recover. The fastest I've seen it done was in about a 6 to 7 month span. But I agree with Oscar. I think that he comes in to provide that bit of a veteran type of leadership to the group and to the pitching group. The Dodgers definitely, while they did at first in the beginning of the season have a lot of questions about their bullpen and their pitchers, I think our whole pitching staff in general has definitely showed up and showed out, especially with Gonsolin, even though he's been hurt. Obviously, Kershaw doing his thing, Dustin May's can't come back. So we're actually doing a lot better pitching-wise than we have been. So I think, it's a bonus because he's going to help us develop some younger pitchers. But I think it's good to have him back.
I think it's no question our Dodgers bullpen is like one of the best bullpens in the game, I swear.
100%.
But I think on the other side too, they're also definitely feeling like the two greatest losses this year alone, Vin Scully in August, and then now with Maury Wills this month, just this past week. It stinks. Like, I'm sure those are two legends who were staples to that whole organization. Even Maury Wills got to play with Jackie Robinson, who was an inspiration for even joining the Dodgers in the first place. So I'm sure that whole team, even while it looks like they're going to be some promising contenders, I'm sure they're probably going through it a little bit right now. But I also want to get into Brett Favre and that whole situation and that whole mess and what's going on there. I mean, like you said, hometown hero or hometown clown. Which one is it? Which one are we thinking?
I know. Honestly, I think he's a clown. I think you have to be. I think you have to be a very sad, you know what, to literally basically, in my opinion, steal from like the lowest of the low. And on top of that, you're talking about Mississippi, which is like the poorest state in the country, and that's where you're from. Like, no, I think he's a sleazebag in my opinion. You don't do that. Not to mention, he also earned in his career, in his 20 years playing, $140 million, and that's on the field, let alone all the endorsements that he got off the field as well. Exactly, and you topple that with some of the stuff that he was alleged doing before, like while he was playing, and it's just I don't know, and he doesn't get enough media coverage for doing this like horrible thing. But somebody who took a knee down for an anthem got coverage for that for like a year or whatever.
Well, that's what I was also going to ask you guys and bring that up too. Do you guys think if it was anyone else, wouldn't they be serving some jail time by now? Especially with all these text messages coming out?
Definitely. And I think it's sad for a football player, and a huge football player at that, to commit something like that, because people grow up watching football and they've known him. I've known him since I was a kid. So it's sad to see what people do with that kind of money when...
With that kind of platform.
Yeah, growing up, I always knew Brett Favre, especially with the Madden covers and everything like that. And like how he said, after retirement, he had his Old Spice commercial endorsement deal. So it's just sad to see like athletes, again, having that big platform, they feel like they can get away with so much things like that.
Exactly.
So it just sucks like that.
Definitely.
All right, Titans, that is all the time we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Oscar Rodriguez.
Come back every week for more sports news. I'm Katie Alves.
Thank you for joining. I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Marisa Flores. Give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter if you haven't already at CSUF Titan Sports to keep you updated on all things sports.